chapters 1 through 5 of the book of Deuteronomy. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Mark Penfold. The Book of Deuteronomy, from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible, translated by Robert Young. Chapter 1. These are the words which Moses hath spoken unto all Israel, beyond the Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against Suph, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hazeroth, and Dizahab, 11 days from Horeb, the way of Mount Seir, unto Kadesh Barnea. And it cometh to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the 1st of the month, hath Moses spoken unto the sons of Israel, according to all that Jehovah hath commanded him concerning them, after his smiting Sihon king of the Amorite, who is dwelling in Heshbon, and Og king of Bashan, who is dwelling in Ashtaroth in Edrei, beyond the Jordan, in the land of Moab, hath Moses begun to explain this law, saying, Jehovah our God hath spoken unto us in Horeb, saying, Enough to you of dwelling in this mount. Turn ye and journey for you, and enter the mount of the Amorite, and unto all its neighboring places, in the plain, in the hill country, and in the low country, and in the south, and in the haven of the sea, the land of the Canaanite, and of Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Freight. See, I have set before you the land. Go in and possess the land which Jehovah hath sworn to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to them and to their seed after them. And I speak unto you at that time, saying, I am not able by myself to bear you. Jehovah your God hath multiplied you, and lo, ye are today as the stars of the heavens for multitude. Jehovah God of your fathers is adding to you, as ye are 1,000 times, and doth bless you as he hath spoken to you. How do I bear by myself your pressure, and your burden, and your strife? Give for yourselves men, wise and intelligent, and known to your tribes, and I set them for your heads. And ye answer me and say, Good is the thing which thou hast spoken, to do. And I take the heads of your tribes, men, wise and known, and I appoint them heads over you, princes of thousands, and princes of hundreds, and princes of 50s, and princes of 10s, and authorities for your tribes. And I command your judges at that time, saying, Hearkening between your brethren, then ye have judged righteousness between a man and his brother and his sojourner. Ye do not discern faces in judgment. As the little, so the great ye do here. Ye are not afraid of the face of any. For the judgment is God's, and the thing which is too hard for you, ye bring near unto me, and I have heard it. And I command you at that time all the things which ye do. And we journey from Horeb, and go through all that great and fearful wilderness which ye have seen, the way of the hill country of the Amorite, as Jehovah our God hath commanded us. And we come in unto Kadesh Barnea. And I say unto you, Ye have come in unto the hill country of the Amorite, which Jehovah our God is giving to us. See, Jehovah thy God hath set before thee the land. Go up, possess, as Jehovah God of thy fathers hath spoken to thee. Fear not, nor be affrighted. And ye come near unto me, all of you, and say, Let us send men before us, and they search for us the land, and they bring us back word concerning the way in which we go up into it, and the cities unto which we come in. And the thing is good in mine eyes, and I take of you 12 men, 1 man for a tribe. And they turn and go up to the hill country, and come in unto the valley of Eshcol, and spy it. And they take with their hand of the fruit of the land, and bring down unto us, and bring us back word, and say, Good is the land which Jehovah our God is giving to us. And ye have not been willing to go up, and ye provoke the mouth of Jehovah your God, and murmur in your tents, and say, In Jehovah's hating us he hath brought us out of the land of Egypt, to give us into the hand of the Amorite, to destroy us. Whither are we going up? Our brethren have melted our heart, saying, A people greater and taller than we, cities great and fenced to heaven, and also sons of Anakim we have seen there. And I say unto you, Be not terrified, nor be afraid of them. Jehovah your God, who is going before you, he doth fight for you, according to all that he hath done with you in Egypt before your eyes, and in the wilderness, where thou hast seen that Jehovah thy God hath borne thee as a man beareth his son, in all the way which ye have gone till your coming in unto this place. And in this thing ye are not steadfast in Jehovah your God, who is going before you in the way to search out to you a place for your encamping, in fire by night, to shew you in the way in which ye go, and in a cloud by day. And Jehovah heareth the voice of your words, and is wroth, and sweareth, saying, Not one of these men of this evil generation doth see the good land which I have sworn to give to your fathers, save Caleb son of Jephunneh. He doth see it, and to him I give the land on which he hath trodden, and to his sons, because that he hath been fully after Jehovah. Also with me hath Jehovah been angry for your sake, saying, Also thou dost not go in thither. Joshua son of Nun, who is standing before thee, he goeth in thither. Him strengthen thou, for he doth cause Israel to inherit. And your infants of whom ye have said, For a prey they are, and your sons who have not known today good and evil, they go in thither, and to them I give it, and they possess it. And ye, turn for yourselves, and journey toward the wilderness, the way of the Red Sea. And ye answer and say unto me, We have sinned against Jehovah. We go up, and we have fought according to all that which Jehovah our God hath commanded us. And ye gird on each his weapons of war, and ye are ready to go up into the hill country. And Jehovah saith unto me, Say to them, Ye do not go up, nor fight, for I am not in your midst, and ye are not smitten before your enemies. And I speak unto you, and ye have not hearkened, and provoke the mouth of Jehovah, and act proudly, and go up into the hill country. And the Amorite who is dwelling in that hill country cometh out to meet you, and they pursue you as the bees do, and smite you in Seir, unto Hormah. And ye turn back and weep before Jehovah, and Jehovah hath not hearkened to your voice, nor hath he given ear unto you. And ye dwell in Kadesh many days, according to the days which ye had dwelt. Chapter 2. And we turn and journey into the wilderness, the way of the Red Sea, as Jehovah hath spoken unto me, and we go round the mount of Seir many days. And Jehovah speaketh unto me, saying, Enough to you is the going round of this mount. Turn for yourselves northward. And the people command thou, saying, Ye are passing over into the border of your brethren, sons of Esau, who are dwelling in Seir. And they are afraid of you, and ye have been very watchful. Ye do not strive with them, for I do not give to you of their land even the treading of the sole of a foot. For a possession to Esau I have given Mount Seir. Food ye buy from them with money, and have eaten, and also water ye buy from them with money, and have drunk. For Jehovah thy God hath blessed thee in all the work of thy hands. He hath known thy walking in this great wilderness these 40 years. Jehovah thy God is with thee, thou hast not lacked anything. And we pass by from our brethren, sons of Esau, who are dwelling in Seir by the way of the plain, by Elath, and by Ezion-Geber. And we turn and pass over the way of the wilderness of Moab. And Jehovah saith unto me, Do not distress Moab, nor stir thyself up against them in battle, for I do not give to thee of their land for a possession. For to the sons of Lot I have given Ar for a possession. The Emim formerly have dwelt in it, a people great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. Rephaim they are reckoned, they also as the Anakim, and the Moabites call them Emim. And in Seir have the Horim dwelt formerly, and the sons of Esau dispossess them, and destroy them from before them, and dwell in their stead, as Israel hath done to the land of his possession, which Jehovah hath given to them. Now rise ye, and pass over for yourselves the brook Zered. And we pass over the brook Zered. And the days which we have walked from Kadesh Barnea until that we have passed over the brook Zered, are 38 years, till the consumption of all the generation of the men of battle from the midst of the camp, as Jehovah hath sworn to them. And also the hand of Jehovah hath been against them, to destroy them from the midst of the camp, till they are consumed. And it cometh to pass, when all the men of battle have finished dying from the midst of the people, that Jehovah speaketh unto me, saying, Thou art passing over today the border of Moab, even Ar, and thou hast come near over against the sons of Ammon. Thou dost not distress them, nor stir up thyself against them. For I do not give any of the land of the sons of Ammon to thee for a possession, for to the sons of Lot I have given it for a possession. A land of Rephaim it is reckoned, even it. Rephaim dwelt in it formerly, and the Ammonites call them Zamzumim, a people great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. And Jehovah destroyeth them before them, and they dispossess them, and dwell in their stead, as he hath done for the sons of Esau who are dwelling in Seir, when he destroyed the Horim from before them, and they dispossess them, and dwell in their stead unto this day. As to the Avim who are dwelling in Hazarim unto Azah, the Caphtorim, who are coming out from Caphtor, have destroyed them, and dwell in their stead. Rise ye, journey and pass over the brook Arnon. See, I have given into thy hand Sihon king of Heshbon the Amorite and his land. Begin to possess, and stir up thyself against him in battle. This day I begin to put thy dread and thy fear on the face of the peoples under the whole heavens, who hear thy fame, and have trembled and been pained because of thee. And I send messengers from the wilderness of Kedemoth unto Sihon king of Heshbon, words of peace, saying, Let me pass over through thy land. In the several ways I go, I turn not aside, right or left. Food for money thou dost sell me, and I have eaten, and water for money thou dost give to me, and I have drunk. Only let me pass over on my feet. As the sons of Esau who are dwelling in Seir, and the Moabites who are dwelling in Ar have done to me, till that I pass over the Jordan, unto the land which Jehovah our God is giving to us. And Sihon king of Heshbon hath not been willing to let us pass over by him. For Jehovah thy God hath hardened his spirit, and strengthened his heart, so as to give him into thy hand as at this day. And Jehovah saith unto me, See, I have begun to give before thee Sihon and his land. Begin to possess his land. And Sihon cometh out to meet us, he and all his people, to battle to Jahaz. And Jehovah our God giveth him before us. And we smite him and his sons and all his people. And we capture all his cities at that time, and devote the whole city, men and the women and the infants. We have not left a remnant. Only the cattle we have spoiled for ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we have captured. From Aroer, which is by the edge of the brook Arnon, and the city which is by the brook, even unto Gilead there hath not been a city which is too high for us. The whole hath Jehovah our God given before us. Only unto the land of the sons of Ammon thou hast not drawn near, any part of the brook Jabbok, and cities of the hill country, and anything which Jehovah our God hath not commanded. Chapter 3. And we turn and go up the way to Bashan, and Og king of Bashan come out to meet us, he and all his people to battle, to Edrei. And Jehovah saith unto me, Fear him not, for into thy hand I have given him, and all his people and his land, and thou hast done to him as thou hast done to Sihon king of the Amorite, who is dwelling in Heshbon. And Jehovah our God giveth into our hands also Og king of Bashan, and all his people, and we smite him till there hath not been left to him a remnant. And we capture all his cities at that time. There hath not been a city which we have not taken from them. 60 cities, all the region of Argob, the kingdom of Og in Bashan. All these are cities fenced with high walls, 2 leaved doors and bar, apart from cities of villages very many. And we devote them, as we have done to Sihon king of Heshbon, devoting every city, men, the women, and the infants, and all the cattle and the spoil of the cities we have spoiled for ourselves. And we take at that time the land out of the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorite, which is beyond the Jordan, from the brook Arnon unto Mount Hermon. Sidonians call Hermon Sirion, and the Amorites call it Senir. All the cities of the plain, and all Gilead, and all Bashan, unto Salcah and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan. For only Og king of Bashan had been left of the remnant of the Rephaim. Lo, his bedstead is a bedstead of iron. Is it not in Rabbath of the sons of Ammon? 9 cubits its length, and 4 cubits its breadth by the cubit of a man. And this land we have possessed at that time, from Aroer, which is by the brook Arnon, and the half of Mount Gilead and its cities I have given to the Reubenite and to the Gadite, and the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, the kingdom of Og, I have given to the half-tribe of Manasseh. All the region of Argob, to all that Bashan called the land of Rephaim. Jair son of Manasseh hath taken all the region of Argob unto the border of Geshuri, and Maacathai, and calleth them by his own name, Bashan havoth Jair unto this day. And to Machir I have given Gilead. And to the Reubenite and to the Gadite I have given from Gilead even unto the brook Arnon, the middle of the valley and the border, even unto Jabbok the brook, the border of the sons of Ammon, and the plain, and the Jordan, and the border, from Chinnereth even unto the sea of the plain, the salt sea, under the springs of Pisgah at the sunrising. And I command you at that time, saying, Jehovah your God hath given to you this land to possess it. Armed ye pass over before your brethren the sons of Israel, all the sons of might. Only your wives and your infants and your cattle, I have known that ye have much cattle, do dwell in your cities which I have given to you, till that Jehovah give rest to your brethren like yourselves. And they also have possessed the land which Jehovah your God is giving to them beyond the Jordan. Then ye have turned back each to his possession which I have given to you. And Jehoshua I have commanded at that time, saying, Thine eyes are seeing all that which Jehovah your God hath done to these 2 kings. So doth Jehovah to all the kingdoms whither thou art passing over. Fear them not, for Jehovah your God, he is fighting for you. And I entreat for grace unto Jehovah at that time, saying, Lord Jehovah, thou hast begun to shew thy servant thy greatness, and thy strong hand. For who is a God in the heavens or in earth, who doth according to thy works, and according to thy might? Let me pass over, I pray thee, and see the good land which is beyond the Jordan, this good hill country and Lebanon. And Jehovah sheweth himself wroth with me for your sake, and hath not hearkened unto me. And Jehovah saith unto me, Enough for thee. Add not to speak unto me any more about this thing. Go up to the top of Pisgah, and lift up thine eyes westward, and northward, and southward, and eastward, and see with thine eyes, for thou dost not pass over this Jordan. And charge Jehoshua, and strengthen him, and harden him, for he doth pass over before this people, and he doth cause them to inherit the land which thou seest. And we dwell in a valley over against Beth Peor. Chapter 4. And now, Israel, hearken unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I am teaching you to do, so that ye live, and have gone in and possessed the land which Jehovah God of your fathers is giving to you. Ye do not add to the word which I am commanding you, nor diminish from it, to keep the commands of Jehovah your God which I am commanding you. Your eyes are seeing that which Jehovah hath done in Baal Peor, for every man who hath gone after Baal Peor, Jehovah thy God hath destroyed him from thy midst. And ye who are cleaving to Jehovah your God are alive, all of you today. See, I have taught you statutes and judgments, as Jehovah my God hath commanded me, to do so in the midst of the land whither ye are going in to possess it. And ye have kept and done them, for it is your wisdom and your understanding, before the eyes of the peoples who hear all these statutes. And they have said, Only a people wise and understanding is this great nation. For which is the great nation that hath God near unto it as Jehovah our God, in all we have called unto him? And which is the great nation which hath righteous statutes and judgments, according to all this law which I am setting before you today? Only take heed to thyself, and watch thy soul exceedingly, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, unless they turn aside from thy heart all days of thy life, and thou hast made them known to thy sons and to thy sons' sons. The day when thou hast stood before Jehovah thy God in Horeb, in Jehovah saying unto me, Assemble to me the people, and I cause them to hear my words, so that they learn to fear me all the days that they are alive on the ground, and their sons they teach. And ye draw near and stand under the mountain, and the mountain is burning with fire unto the heart of the heavens, darkness, cloud, yea, thick darkness. And Jehovah speaketh unto you out of the midst of the fire. A voice of words ye are hearing, and a similitude ye are not seeing, only a voice. And he declareth to you his covenant which he hath commanded you to do, the 10 matters, and he writeth them upon 2 tables of stone. And me hath Jehovah commanded at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, for your doing them in the land whither ye are passing over to possess it. And ye have been very watchful of your souls, for ye have not seen any similitude in the day of Jehovah speaking unto you in Horeb, out of the midst of the fire, lest ye do corruptly, and have made to you a graven image, a similitude of any figure, a form of male or female, a form of any beast which is in the earth, a form of any winged bird which flieth in the heavens, a form of any creeping thing on the earth, a form of any fish which is in the waters under the earth. And lest thou lift up thine eyes towards the heavens, and hast seen the sun, and the moon, and the stars, all the host of the heavens, and thou hast been forced, and hast bowed thyself to them, and served them, which Jehovah thy God hath apportioned to all the peoples under the whole heavens. And you hath Jehovah taken, and he is bringing you out from the iron furnace, from Egypt, to be to him for a people, and inheritance, as at this day. And Jehovah hath shewed himself wroth with me because of your words, and sweareth to my not passing over the Jordan, and to my not going in unto the good land which Jehovah thy God is giving to thee, an inheritance. For I am dying in this land. I am not passing over the Jordan, and ye are passing over, and have possessed this good land. Take heed to yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of Jehovah your God, which he hath made with you, and have made to yourselves a graven image, a similitude of anything concerning which Jehovah thy God hath charged thee. For Jehovah thy God is a fire consuming, a zealous God. When thou begettest sons and sons' sons, and ye have become old in the land, and have done corruptly, and have made a graven image, a similitude of anything, and have done the evil thing in the eyes of Jehovah to provoke him to anger, I have caused to testify against you this day the heavens and the earth, that ye do perish utterly hastily from off the land whither ye are passing over the Jordan to possess it. Ye do not prolong days upon it, but are utterly destroyed. And Jehovah hath scattered you among the peoples, and ye have been left few in number among the nations whither Jehovah leadeth you. And ye have served their gods, work of man's hands, wood and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. And ye have sought from thence Jehovah thy God, and hast found, when thou seekest him with all thy heart and with all thy soul, in distress being to thee. And all these things have found thee in the latter end of the days, and thou hast turned back unto Jehovah thy God, and hast hearkened to his voice. For a merciful God is Jehovah thy God. He doth not fail thee, nor destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he hath sworn to them. For ask, I pray thee, at the former days which have been before thee, from the day that God prepared man on the earth, and from the one end of the heavens even unto the other end of the heavens, whether there hath been as this great thing, or hath been heard like it. Hath a people heard the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard, thou, and doth live? Or hath God tried to go in to take to himself a nation from the midst of a nation, by trials, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a strong hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that Jehovah your God hath done to you in Egypt before your eyes? Thou hast been shewn it, to know that Jehovah, he is God, there is none else besides him. From the heavens he hath caused thee to hear his voice, to instruct thee. And on earth he hath shewed thee his great fire, and his words thou hast heard out of the midst of the fire. And because that he hath loved thy fathers, he doth also fix on their seed after them, and doth bring thee out in his presence, by his great power from Egypt, to dispossess nations greater and stronger than thou, from thy presence, to bring thee in to give to thee their land, an inheritance, as at this day. And thou hast known today, and hast turned it back unto thy heart, that Jehovah he is God, in the heavens above, and on the earth beneath, there is none else. And thou hast kept his statutes and his commands which I am commanding thee today, so that it is well to thee and to thy sons after thee, and so that thou prolongest days on the ground which Jehovah thy God is given to thee, all the days. Then Moses separateth 3 cities beyond the Jordan, towards the sunrising, for the fleeing thither of the manslayer who slayeth his neighbor unknowingly, and he is not hating him heretofore, and he hath fled unto one of these cities, and he hath lived. Bezer in the wilderness, in the land of the plain, of the Reubenite, and Ramoth in Gilead of the Gadite, and Golan in Bashan of the Manassehite. And this is the law which Moses hath set before the sons of Israel. These are the testimonies, and the statutes, and the judgments, which Moses hath spoken unto the sons of Israel, in their coming out of Egypt, beyond the Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon king of the Amorite, who is dwelling in Heshbon, whom Moses and the sons of Israel have smitten in their coming out of Egypt. And they possess his land, and the land of Og king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorite, who are beyond the Jordan towards the sunrising, from Aroer, which is by the edge of the brook Arnon, even unto Mount Sion, which is Hermon, and all the plain beyond the Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain, under the springs of Pisgah. Chapter 5. And Moses calleth unto all Israel, and saith unto them, Hear, Israel, the statutes and the judgments which I am speaking in your ears today, and ye have learned them, and have observed to do them. Jehovah our God made with us a covenant in Horeb. Not with our fathers hath Jehovah made this covenant, but with us, we, these here today, all of us alive. Face to face hath Jehovah spoken with you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire. I am standing between Jehovah and you at that time, to declare to you the word of Jehovah, for ye have been afraid from the presence of the fire, and ye have not gone up into the mount, saying, I, Jehovah, am thy God, who hath brought thee out from the land of Egypt, from a house of servants. Thou hast no other gods in my presence. Thou dost not make to thee a graven image, any similitude which is in the heavens above, and which is in the earth beneath, and which is in the waters under the earth. Thou dost not bow thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Jehovah thy God, am a zealous God, charging iniquity of fathers on children, and on a 3rd generation, and on a 4th to those hating me, and doing kindness to thousands, to those loving me, and to those keeping my commands. Thou dost not take up the name of Jehovah thy God for a vain thing, for Jehovah doth not acquit him who taketh up his name for a vain thing. Observe the day of the Sabbath, to sanctify it, as Jehovah thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou dost labor, and hast done all thy work, and the 7th day is a Sabbath to Jehovah thy God. Thou dost not do any work, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy handmaid, and thine ox, and thine ass, and all thy cattle, and thy sojourner who is within thy gates, so that thy manservant and thy handmaid doth rest like thyself. And thou hast remembered that a servant thou hast been in the land of Egypt, and Jehovah thy God is bringing thee out thence by a strong hand, and by a stretched out arm. Therefore hath Jehovah thy God commanded thee to keep the day of the Sabbath. Honor thy father and thy mother, as Jehovah thy God hath commanded thee, so that thy days are prolonged, and so that it is well with thee on the ground which Jehovah thy God is giving to thee. Thou dost not murder. Thou dost not commit adultery. Thou dost not steal. Thou dost not answer against thy neighbor a false testimony. Thou dost not desire thy neighbor's wife, nor dost thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, and his manservant, and his handmaid, his ox, and his ass, and anything which is thy neighbor's. These words hath Jehovah spoken unto all your assembly, in the mount out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness, a great voice, and he hath not added, and he writeth them on 2 tables of stone, and giveth them unto me. And it cometh to pass, as ye hear the voice out of the midst of the darkness, and of the mountain burning with fire, that ye come near unto me, all the heads of your tribes and your elders, and say, Lo, Jehovah our God hath shewed us his honor and his greatness, and his voice we have heard out of the midst of the fire. This day we have seen that God doth speak with man, and he hath lived. And now why do we die? For consume us doth this great fire, if we add to hear the voice of Jehovah our God any more, then we have died. For who of all flesh is he who hath heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire like us, and doth live? Draw near thou, and hear all that which Jehovah our God saith, and thou dost speak unto us all that which Jehovah our God speaketh unto thee, and we have hearkened and done it. And Jehovah heareth the voice of your words in your speaking unto me, and Jehovah saith unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people which they have spoken unto thee. They have done well in all that they have spoken. Oh, that their heart had been thus to them to fear me, and to keep my commands all the days, that it may be well with them and with their sons to the age. Go, say to them, turn back for yourselves to your tents, and thou here stand thou with me, and let me speak unto thee all the command, and the statutes, and the judgments, which thou dost teach them. And they have done in the land which I am giving to them to possess it. And ye have observed to do as Jehovah your God hath commanded you. Ye turn not aside, right or left. In all the way which Jehovah your God hath commanded you ye walk, so that ye live, and it is well with you, and ye have prolonged days in the land which ye possess. The end of chapters 1 through 5 of the book of Deuteronomy. Recording by Mark Penfold.